My dick is big, my dick is wide, my dick is huge.
That's right. Super Bowl, here we come.
So you're saying there's a chance?
We're ready to tear this baby up. Good God in heaven, we suck. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of the Trajan Temple Sportcast. I am your host, professional wrestler, and very sad Chiefs fanatic Christian Temple, joined alongside, as always, by the even sadder, terrible towel-wearing Trajan over there. This
I couldn't
sucks.
find a brown bag.
God, this sucks. Oh man, this week was awful. And here's the thing, it's been awful not even just for us, it's been awful for a lot of teams. I mean, ask the Philly fans how they feel, ask Dolphins fans how they feel, ask Packers fans how they feel. There has been so much sadness going around in the league this week.
Up and down.
I mean, even the Raiders and Vikings fans, you can't feel good about them. They didn't get to see any points till about 58 minutes in. But yeah, let's just get right into it here. Welcome to the first of two editions. Once again, boy, you never get tired of seeing this screen of I don't want to talk about it, but since you were the Thursday night game, good sir, I'll let you have the floor first on this one.
All right, I will let you stall your pain. Oh, so we played the lowly 2-10, now 3-10 Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Everyone kind of hyped it up as probably the worst game of the season, with Patriots just coming off of a loss 6-0, and the Steelers not having their starting quarterback and losing to the Cardinals. So, well, I mean, New England went right down and scored some points right on the first drive. I mean, all this money we paid on the defense just couldn't stop them. I mean, I get it. Bailey Zapp, high round draft pick. He's great. But we go down there and at least get a field goal. So, I mean, okay. First scripted play. They're going to get their score. Mitchell Trubisky decides, you know what? Let's throw into triple coverage. And, so they get up on us 14-3. You know what? Before half, you might as well get 21 points. We did score a touchdown in there, though. So 21-10 going into the half. And this is back-to-back home games. This was the easiest part of our schedule. It was going to be the Cardinals and then the Patriots, and then we got some really tough opponents with the Colts coming up. We got another divisional game with the Bengals. We got Seahawks, who are still in the playoff conversation, and they're going to want to win. And then we got the Ravens, who are in the lead for the division and the conference. Mm-hmm. So, we blew it. Mitch Trubisky, there's a reason why he should be a third-string quarterback. 22 of 35, 190 yards, one touchdown, one interception. And, most of those yards there, not most of the yards, but a good portion of those yards came from that last drive where we tried to make something happen with like 11 or so seconds left. I can't remember what it was. Rushing. Najee came in banged up on this. He did 12 for 29. Our lead rusher was Mitchell Trubisky. Jaylen Warren did jack shit.
Makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Deontay Johnson, I mean, he got 57 yards, 3 catches out of 7 targets. Robinson was in this game. He got one big catch, 3 targets, 1 catch, 21 yards.
I completely forgot he was a Steeler. I totally forgot.
We haven't been targeting. we made this acquisition in the off season
Mm-hmm.
as a good third down conversion guy, a good solid veteran. We haven't touched, we haven't done anything with him. George Pickens, 19 yards. He gave up on this game,
Mm-hmm.
as did I. Um, Pat Fryermuth, he got some yards. I mean, it's just, I mean, the best thing about it, I guess, is our defense stopped him in the second half. They scored all those points in the first. But we shot ourselves in the foot. We spotted them 21 points. Yes, one of them was in the red zone off of an interception, or very close to the red zone, um, for them in the getting that points. But gosh, this shouldn't have been happening, and it's called into question a lot of Mike Tomlin. I've always been a huge supporter of Mike Tomlin. I always think it's crazy when a lot of Steelers fans say we should fire him. He's had a lot of success in this league, but no professional team with a winning over 500 this late in the season has lost to a team that's below 500 by 8 games. No team in the history of the NFL has done it back to back. I mean, yeah, there's probably just you don't face these teams back to back generally, but that's saying a lot. And it shows there's a lack of preparation. I get it. Mitchell Trubisky came in. Um, it's short week. It's going to be hard, but gosh, he was there last year. He knows the system. It's not like he was an off-season acquisition. This is his first time playing. He knows the system. Um, and I just say this one falls on coaching and the Steelers just lack of willpower. I think Minka Fitzpatrick said it the best. I mean, they got people who just want to show up, have fun, don't want to put the work in. Think just because they're a Steeler, they're going to go out there and win. And that's not how it is. I mean, he said you got to toil for it. I can't agree more. And hopefully that's a wake-up call for this team, but I don't think it is. I I keep on waiting for an offensive explosion this year. And it's just bad. It's just bad all around.
Yeah. A lot of what you just said could easily apply to Kansas City too. And
No.
that's how sad it is because here's the deal. All of our losses have been to teams that are actually good teams. And they've all been really close games too, except for the Broncos game. And it comes down to coaching, comes down to not shooting yourself in the foot, and when is the offense going to wake up?
No.
Going just to put a period on your game and all that. The one question remains now. The Steelers are still in a wild card spot. After these last two games, are you still willing to believe in this team as a playoff team and to make a run in the playoffs?
Do you remember that text I sent you?
Which one? There was a few. There was quite
Right
a
after
few.
the game. Oh gosh. I I don't believe in this team at all. I have no faith in it. And that hurts to say.
Not
A
with that
lot,
QB. Not with the QB.
not with this QB. I mean, Indy will say a lot. If we can go in and win versus Indy, I think that is that shows some promise there. But even then, I don't know. I mean, if Kenny can come back, maybe, but he's not even that much of an improvement over Mitchell Trubisky. I mean, if he was in that game, I think we win just because he isn't that careless with the ball and he's generally pretty clutch down in the fourth quarter. But yeah, no, there's just no fire with this team. I mean, guys giving up on plays, that's not the Steeler way. I mean, as much as I like George Pickens, I've never been the biggest fan of Deontay Johnson. I mean, I appreciate when he made some big play for us, but him giving up on it, I mean, could you imagine that under different teams? I mean, the 2010 with that defense, 8, 05. Chuck Noll probably would have cut him that day. Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't see it.
There's still a few weeks left, and maybe there's enough time to right the ship, but it's not looking promising, and there's a few things that I'm not too happy about as well. Alrighty. Let's have some fun. Welcome to the second part of our I Don't Want to Talk About It here. And good God Almighty, can we stop with the whole let the other team go up by 2 scores? It was cute a few years ago when we knew we were going to put up 40 after the fact. We could let a team score 20 on us. We knew we were going to put 40 on us and everything. Chiefs lose 20-17 to the Buffalo Bills. This is the third straight time that the Buffalo Bills have beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead in the regular season, mind you. When it comes to the playoffs, that's a whole different story, but good God. I hate it. I just hate it. The fact that we always have to play from behind because the fact that the offense is not as explosive as it normally is. I don't have that same, warm fuzzy feeling of the team is going to come back no problem, no matter what happens to us anymore. It's gone. That feeling is gone. The Chiefs start off with a great drive at first. They're driving down the field. They're calling the right plays and everything. And then what happens? You shoot yourself in the foot again. A dump pass that was tipped and then picked off. And the defense, as good as they are this year, there's no doubt, our defense is miles ahead of what they've been the last several years. And they only held them to 6 points in the second half, but they let them go up by 2 scores. And with this offense, that is no small feat anymore. Rashee Rice with another touchdown. Good on him for that. Jerick McKinnon, him and Clyde Edwards-Helaire stepping in for Isaiah Pacheco, who didn't play this time. Both, I thought, did pretty well. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, my hat's off to him. He I think, proved some of the haters wrong with his performance. I mean, yeah, it was only 39 yards, but there were some clutch carries in there that got them to second and shorts or were clutch for a first down in some cases. Same with Jerick McKinnon. He only had maybe 19 yards rushing. He had some good receptions in there too. He had a touchdown himself. They picked up the load for Pacheco. There is one thing that is just so unbelievably consistent with this team, and I hate it, and that's why every time one of our guys either has the ball, runs the ball, catches the ball, I'm screaming at the TV, please hang on to it. And that is exactly what happened when Rashee Rice had the one key fumble that stopped our momentum in its tracks, and the defense, held him to a field goal afterwards. I'll give him that, but those are just momentum killers. And because right before that happened, we were only down by 3. We had a chance to go down, take the lead much sooner, and then they go down, they get another field goal, and we're playing from behind yet again. But it's not all doom and gloom. We're driving down the field yet again. We have a chance to steal this game right at the end, under 2 minutes. Hold on a second. I think I got something. Oh, hey. Hey. Christmas came early. So someone got something in my stocking here. Let's see what it's. Never fails. Never fails. But hey, the Chiefs get all the calls, right? Kadarius Toney lines up offsides, and there's no debate about it. Clearly in the neutral zone. I've heard the arguments. Did he? He pointed at the ref. Did the ref acknowledge him? Did the ref ignore him? I don't know. I mean, yes, and there's all the screenshots. The Dolphins, Jalen Waddle did the same thing. No call. I'm just like, I am tired of these, of the refs becoming a key part of when we talk about these games. And I put that more on the Chiefs. Just don't let it come to that. Same thing last week with the missed pass interference on MVS. Don't let it come to that. Don't let a team have their way with you. Keep Mahomes off the field. You got to get your offense going. Figure something out. I know this team can be better than what it is, and that's the most frustrating part. These receivers are okay. They're not great. They can be good, but they just repeatedly, over and over and over again, shoot themselves in the foot, whether it's Jawan Taylor with a dumb false start penalty or a dumb holding penalty, or it's the receivers catching passes that they should, or Mahomes making decisions that maybe he shouldn't make. This offense is good enough. They are good enough with this good defense, but it's all self-inflicted. The next 4 weeks are against teams that have backup quarterbacks starting. If they can't right the ship in these 4 weeks and find themselves in a strong place in the playoffs where they can build off that momentum and maybe have another deep run in the playoffs, if they can't find a way to click in any of these last 4 games, then I can't really say I'm excited for the playoffs either. And that's just the God's honest truth with that. So, hats off to the Bills. They didn't do a lot, but they did enough. They did everything in the first half, and that was enough, just like the Patriots did.
Yeah.
So, I'll say this too. Yes, Mahomes was out of control on the sidelines. Yes, what Reed said was a little at the end. They've both apologized. They both said they probably could have went stuff a better way. I'm glad that they're not going to harp on it because they know that they still need to do their jobs. They need to get ready for next week. Last week wasn't the end of the season. It's not the end. There's still games that need to be played. And there's still an opportunity to get the 1 seed. A lot of things have to go right. They are definitely not in control of their own destiny anymore when it comes to that. But now they just got to focus on themselves and focus on winning football games. And that's all it's going to come down to at the end. Focus and finish. Those 2 words. Focus and finish. So.
Yeah. No, it's unfortunate. Yeah. And
want to talk about some other games?
We could definitely talk about. Well, let's talk about games that give us joy.
Joe Flacco, he's back and he looks good.
That does not give me joy.
Oh, okay, all right. Ravens won. Good game against the Rams. They win in overtime. That honestly doesn't give me joy either. I was rooting for the Rams. I tell you what, I was like, "Come on, Rams, you can do it, you can do it!" And then they switched off that game when I was watching the Chiefs game, and then they brought the game break, and I saw the punt return for the touchdown. I was like, darn it! And then
what about Denver turning their self around and being only 1 game back?
Denver is getting hot at the right time, and I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified right now. Only deal is the Chiefs have a pretty easy schedule in front of them too. Who do the Broncos even have coming up here? Let me just pull that up really quick. They've got the Lions this week, and the Lions have been slipping. The Lions do not look like themselves, as evidenced by their loss to the Bears. Then afterwards, the Broncos have the Patriots. That's a Thursday night game, or excuse me, that's a Christmas Eve game rather. I could see the Broncos taking that one pretty easily. They've got the Chargers again, who it was just announced that Justin Herbert has fractured his index finger. He is out for the year, so it's the Easton Stick Show. Let me know if you heard that name before 2 weeks ago. And then they have the Raiders to close out the season. So the only one I could see that could give them some trouble is very much the Detroit Lions. And We'll see. Will the Broncos find themselves in a playoff position? Will the Chiefs slip up, and will the Broncos take over the AFC West? Will they end our streak? Well, it's unfortunately a very real possibility, and I am terrified. I am absolutely terrified of that happening.
Yeah, I mean, who'd have thunk it after that 70-20 loss that we'd be talking about the possibility of Denver taking this division and with a straight face.
You got to hit rock bottom. You have to hit absolute rock bottom, and then you only go up from there. And the Broncos are riding that momentum, very much so. The where you almost forget that 70-20 happened.
You know,
Probably another game people wish to forget happened. The Vikings and Raiders, with the high scoring affair of 3-0.
oh man. They robbed us of having the first 0-0 overtime though.
We were 2 minutes away. Two
You know,
minutes away from that happening.
or Goodell called and said, "You do not make this happen. End this game now."
and they did. They did at the very end. What happened to the Texans? I mean, the Jets
I
just
think Stroud
ramrodded
got
them,
injured though.
but it was late. I thought
Yeah.
it's like it should have been a lot closer before he went down. I'm pretty
Well, they
sure.
finally started Zach Wilson.
Good God. Good God. Oh man. And then probably I don't even know if you could call this a surprise, honestly. I'm surprised how much of a difference there was too, but the Cowboys just Sunday Night Football primetime demolishing the Philadelphia Eagles, and as much as I hate to say it, I think the Cowboys are real this year.
Yeah, the only thing that I think they're real too, but the only thing that makes me hesitantly pump the brakes is that it was at Jerry World. Uh, Dallas did get beat earlier in the season
The Cardinals.
by Philly.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
that's true. Yeah, yeah.
so um, so they split it. But yeah, no, yeah, they lost to the Cardinals. I mean, any great team is going to lose to the Cardinals. Um, mm, I don't know what to say.
Oh well, you can say what do the Steelers have on deck this coming week as they try to claw and scratch their way, hold on to their playoff spot? It looks like it's a Saturday night affair this week.
We got a Saturday game, and it's going to be the Colts. Colts that are feisty. I'm not going to say they're a great team, but they are a good team, and they are in the playoff picture right now. So like I told my brother, he was talking about how we're going to beat the Arizona Cardinals and all this, and we could have this great record at the end. I'm like, no team is an easy team for us right now,
Nope.
and yeah, that's they're 7-6, we're 7-6. We got our backup QB in, they got their backup QB, which Minshew, I mean, he's been playing great. Hats off to that guy. But yeah, no, it's not looking good.
Yeah, and I wish I could say thanks for softening up our opponents, but that was obviously not the case. The Chiefs have the New England Patriots at New England. Sunday noon game at Gillette Stadium. This is the one that was flexed from Monday Night Football to a Sunday noon game. So it's showing the Chiefs as 9.5 point favorites. Gulp. Um, Once again, got Bailey Zappi, a backup quarterback. I don't know if this was substantiated yet, but I did read somewhere that this is Bill Belichick's last year in New England. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on that to see if that.
Good, I didn't see that.
Well, yeah, there's been a couple reports that have come out saying that. So we'll see if those hold true here coming at the end of the season. Obviously, the Patriots have been already mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. So right now, the only thing they're playing for is just positioning in the draft. So, but it's still Bill Belichick, as unfortunately the Steelers and the Bills found out the hard way this year. This is the game. This has to be the game. This has to be the game for Kansas City to figure their stuff out, because, the playoffs are not going to be a cakewalk this year. And if you got to play that wild card, you got to play that extra game, then you got to make sure that you're ready to play. So we'll see how things go after this weekend. So man, the excitement is just not there as much to see our teams play. It's always we've got some doubts creeping into both of our heads here, don't we?
The only thing that I'm here for this week is the Patriots beating your team.
The only thing keeping you going right now, right?
The only thing keeping me going right now is the possibility that you lose to the same pathetic team that we lost to.
I'm throwing the flag on you and sportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards, go to your room and think about what you did.
Unnecessary roughness.
Exactly, of my feelings. All right. Well, let us know down below what was the biggest surprise this week for you. Was it any of our games? Was it a 3-0 score, or was it the Jets? Was it what was it? What is football anymore? The AFC's a bloodbath now. Who's going in? Who's going out? We'll find out later on this week, I'm sure. But thank you again, everybody, so much for watching and joining in on our misery. Click like if you like the video. Click subscribe if you really wanted to see us suffer. Tell all your friends of our suffering. And hopefully we're not suffering anymore next week. Bye-bye, everyone.